Hey everybody, welcome to Jen Lowry Writes. Okay, I know it's late for me to be on doing a live stream, but I wanted to celebrate this huge milestone for my summer, and that is the completion of my thriller novel and adult work. Super excited to know that I have closed that first draft down, and I just wanted to come on and talk with you guys about what helped me with this process, what really helped push me through it. One, I want to thank my friends and everyone who has come on lives with me. The lives have been phenomenal in my progress. I am going to contribute a lot of that success to my friends, just the accountability, just being present and finishing this up. I know would not have been possible in such a fast speed, just the way everything has been going for me, without having this NaNoWriMo month and the writing sprints. So I am definitely loving writing sprints. I'm going to continue those outside of Nano. Even when I'm editing, I'm going to be doing writing sprints. I'm just going to be doing writing edit sprints, whatever you want to call them. So I do feel like that has helped me tremendously. Now, I work better in the morning, and I've already recognized that for myself. However, my job is about to start back. So this summer gave me an opportunity to kind of, set my own writing schedules, work at my own pace. If, I wanted to do a little bit in the morning and then work on Sweet Potato Jones work in the afternoon for my YA release that is about to be published by Swoon Romance. It's on pre-order right now, so I've been working out a lot of things for the launch. So, I was trying to balance everything. Well, let me look at the calendar really fast. Let's see. So I have my meetings start August 3rd, and we don't go back to work until actually the 17th. But I know what's going to happen when the meeting starts the 3rd. It's going to push me forward into this new dialogue, into this new year. And so with that being said, I'm going to have to support teachers, support my own classroom work, the curriculum that I've got to set up. Plus, I need to figure out ways to now balance my health, my mental health, my writing, everything. So I'm glad this one is done, because I would not have wanted to push myself out of the month of July, leave Nano behind, and still have the Sunday Killer, the whole thriller crime drama not completed. I needed this. I needed to get through it. And I'm so thankful that I went and exceeded even what I thought I was going to be able to do. I talked it out with my friends, and I was telling them what my goals were, and I actually put it in my Jamboard. I want to show you guys my Jamboard because I know I talk about it a lot, but it is it's something that I absolutely love. I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, I'm gonna screen share. So I know it was writing sprints that helped. My friends helped. Being here with me live. The time schedule helped because I work better in the morning, so I know that. But I also would like to show you guys something else that helped me, and that's Jamboard. So it's in your little Google Rubik's Cube. You can see all my Jamboards. And this is my actual Jamboard for the Sunday Killer. So you can see it's 7 pages, but it doesn't really need to be. But this was kind of like Act 1, and I dated things. Like I wrote chapter 1 on 6/16. I did a chapter 1 rewrite on 6/17, and then I did a chapter 1 rewrite on 6/20. Hilarious, right? So my goal was before Nano started, I actually wanted to, so this is my before Nano date. I actually wanted to write 15,000 words for that week to get myself a big jump start into Nano, because I was saying to myself, if I can start off with 15,000 words, get that 50,000, I'm at a 65,000 first draft. And in my mind, I was going, okay, that'll be sufficient for my first draft, round one. And then when I go back in to do my extensive edits, I know I'm going to be doing some additions in there. I always do, and I always extend my word count out. I'll cut things that I don't want to, but a lot of times I'll fill in and it'll grow. So as long as I had it like at the 65,000 mark. So I started the week before Nano, started doing the writing sprints, trying to start building up my habits, but I didn't make it to the 15,000 words. So I went in 5,000 shy of where I kind of wanted to be. And so I really like my Jamboard, and I know Nano does it for me, and I've been going onto the Nano site, I've got my charts and everything for Nano, and I keep it all here, but there's something about my Jamboard. I love this thing. And so right here is when 7-1 started. And so this is when I started keeping up with everything in each one of my chapters. And then there's more of my chapters. And then this was, okay, I got to stop. I got to have some research. And these were ones that I knew I was going to come back to. And then I don't know why I did page 4. It's like, okay, I forgot about it and I started another one. It's so dumb. That was my mistake. But this is like my ending, as you can see. And then I would constantly refer to this image, this 3-act structure image, and the Save the Cat beat sheet. So I had them, as you can see here, but I also had them here. So I could pull them apart and kind of look at them. I had first started like building like these sticky notes, kind of like here, and putting them over. And then I kind of dropped that over time. I was like, no, I'm not this strict on the way that I'm pushing through the structure. And what I found that I liked the most was just that 3-act structure, kind of my roller coaster, if you will. And I really like that one. So I kept looking at that one each day right before I would start doing my work. I would just remind myself about the 3-act structure. Where was I? How much further did I need to kind of push myself through to get to that next act? And then another thing that helped me out a lot when I was plotting, because I do not plot novels. That's one thing that I've never done, and this has been my first experience with this. I want to give a shout out to Alexa Dawn and her videos on how to plot a thriller. She's got a series, and she gave some great tips. And so I pulled up a note-taking sheet and I really took extensive notes on my story. And I was like, how does this thing gonna end? And so I actually plotted out Act 3, and then it changed, of course, as I moved along. But I did have that basic structure, that basic idea. I had my red herrings or my foil characters. I had all of that pre-planned before I went in and seriously got into the writing. That way I could make sure that I was dropping everything that I needed to drop in certain areas to be able to put in my twists and turns. So I found that that was very productive for me. I don't know if I'll ever use that kind of technique again in the future, where I do the 3-act structure plotting. I do know I'm going to use Jamboard every time, like no doubt. I'm going to use the Jamboard, just putting everything out, kind of looking at everything, documenting my journey through the book. I love being able to go back and look and see like the day I started, the day that I finished. I finished my 50,000 total words on Nano on 7/17, and then today on 7/27, I finished the novel. So just being able to go back and look at all of those things is a good help. And then when I can see the word count, that also is a good help for me, because If I do need to beef up some chapters a little bit, I know where I could go in and kind of like hone in on those chapters. Something else about the Jamboard that I really like is that I like to color code my Jamboard, if you didn't notice. So my color codes mean something to me. And when I go through with the edits, it's even going to be better for me then, because if I call the chapter, orange, then that needs to be a high intensity chapter. If I colored it orange, well, if I'm rereading it in an edit and it really wasn't a high intensity, maybe I was just feeling it that day, but I might have missed the mark a little bit, then I need to turn that color to yellow, or I need to wait, step it up a little bit, step my game up, and actually work on it to get it to higher intensity. And so then that's where I would put the blue, which would be the cool down chapters. And then if I've got the greens, they're good to go. Usually I'll do the greens beginning and the end. And so I really like the color coding piece that I've added to my own thought process with Jamboard. That helps me to be able to see how I'm kind of regulating the temperature along the way with my novels. So thanks to Jamboard for that. I'm going to continue that throughout my process through each book that I write. But this thriller, man, okay, I've been wanting to write a serial killer book for quite a while. Last summer, I was very prolific. I was writing tons and tons. Children's books, middle grades. I wrote YA. I edited a trilogy. I'd already written it, but I went in and then I pretty much rewrote book 3 because so much had been kind of rewritten that I just pretty much started over for book 3. But I was doing tons of writing last year. And one of those books was a serial killer book. And it was like, okay, I want to go this route. Then I deleted the book. It was for YA, New Age. It was, it was kind of like a crossover. And then I deleted it. So this summer, I was like, you know what? I'm ready now. But this time it's going to be an adult thriller. And I moved the age group up, the target population. It's a complete crime drama. It is out in, it's not on a college campus. It's not on a high school campus. I moved all of that away. And the book just is there. Now it's a book. It's a first draft. And now I can have fun editing it. Yes, I actually love the process of editing because I know that it's only going to make it better. So I've had beta readers to go a little bit along the way with me. That's why I had to do some rewrites at the very beginning. And now I'm just going to put it away. So today I've finished and I'm going to call out the word count for this thing because I knew I wanted 65,000 words. That was my goal. And now I'm at 78,997, which is great. That is a great word count for thrillers. Usually between 70 and 90,000 words is kind of like the average length for adult thrillers. So I'm like, okay, if I'm at 78,000 now, and now I'm going to be going and doing more edits and rewrites, I'm sure it's going to possibly be 80 to 85,000. Unless I find that I just maybe put a little bit too much in there running around and cut some. But it's good. It's in a good place. I feel really good. It can go either way, and I'm happy with that. And so now what? So I wrote this morning. I finished it up on live stream. I was here with one of my dear friends, Tish, and one of my WWJs with me, and in my Patreon group. And I was so excited, finished it. Then the rest of the day, and then I had a WWJ meeting with my ladies who were organizing the writing conference. So I moved from that. And then it was, working with someone from work. Someone called, they need a curriculum discussion, and I'm doing that. And then it's like, wait, where's the sweet potato? I didn't do that activity this afternoon. I was working on WWJ stuff for the conference. Then it turned into supper time, and me and my kid cooked together. And then me and the boys took a walk today. And that's something I've added this week for myself. And then, now it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I got to get on here and talk about this book. I got to reflect. I've got to talk about what worked, what I loved, the process, how it was so different for me, and I just have a little celebration moment. Because, guys, for me, with all of the things that I've got going on, writing this book, one, I just woke up and said, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to write this thing. And I accomplished that. And I'm just super happy. And I know that, this week or last week, I wrote a children's book. I had to take a break from the Sunday Killer. I think I was really nervous. I was nervous I was going to mess up Act 3. I was scared I wasn't going to be able to pull everything together. I was scared it wasn't making sense. But then when I went back and read it, I was like, wait, this actually isn't a flow. Timeline is right. I've got everything on point. I'm sure I'm going to have to go in and fix some things. That's another thing I've done this time. I used Canva and created a timeline. Absolutely loved it. It was like the case files for my team. So my investigative team had their files they were carrying around, but they were really closely monitoring and looking at. And so I had files like cases in Canva just for me, with Bible verses to go along with them and images to go along with them. And all of that would really push me forward. Like when I would see it, then it would spark me to go. Something I did that I always do between chapters 1 and 2, made the book cover. Love this book cover, y'all. It did advance throughout my writing. I took a couple of days to, reassess it, keep playing around with it, but absolutely love it. And this is my final book cover. So I've got it on the, not description, on the thumbnail image. So you guys can get a peek of that. And I made the book cover with Canva. I can show you guys the final in the big screen. I'm pulling it up right now. And it moved from number 7 is the actual cover, because I did a bunch of these. Okay, there we go. There's the cover for the Sunday Killer. Look up there. And that's Heather Moody, my lead investigator. On the 7th day, you will rest forever. My friend actually helped me with that tagline. She's amazing. Super, super smart. So there's the cover as of today. I don't think it's going to change, though. I think that's where I'm going with it. So what's to happen with the Sunday Killer? I already am looking at a new way of book release. I talked it over with my genius child, and we were talking about quarterly goals and how that might be a little bit more efficient for me than the monthly releases. Last year, I did rapid releases, and I released a book a month. This year, I kind of started off the same way. I started doing the rapid release strategy again. And then I had to put everything on hold because my publishing company is releasing Sweet Potato Jones. So I'm on that traditional contract. So I know that date, and I can't do anything. I can't hit enter and publish. And I've had my friends stop me. And I had my friend Ann actually messaged me this week and say, wait a minute, you just read a children's book? You know you can't publish that thing, right? And I'm like, yes, I know. But it was so hard. So it's out for beta reads, and I'm going to be beta reading it with some classrooms, giving them some resources while they beta. So I thought it through, And I'm like, when can I do some release schedules? When can I figure this out? What's going to come out first? But then September's coming up, and it's going to be here before I know it. And September is the Pitch Wars, and I can start with a literary agent review. But I can't right now because I just wrote the first draft of The Sunday Killer. It is in no way, shape, or form ready for me to pitch to a query to an agent. So I know that. And I do need to spend more time in it. I need to get more beta readers in it. And then once I feel confident, hopefully by that Pitch Wars, then I can move forward with the book because I love the book. And then maybe there'll be an agent out there in the world that's ready for a serial killer cult book like this one. And they will grab it and love it and help me care for it and nurture it and put it out there. And we get a bite. So that could happen. So I'm going to see about the Sunday Killer for the traditional route. And then if that does not happen, then I can definitely in 2021, I can hold on to it for a while. I can try to query when it's ready. It's just not ready now. I just finished it today. But then I can actually go in and, next year, I've already got the cover. I've already got the book done. I just have to format it. I've already got a template that I use for my formatting from the Hartwell Chronicles. And so so this book, I still have my books up here because I'm planning my book launch talk. This is my son's handwriting in his journal. So this is my template. This is my book that came out right on Ingram Spark. And so all I have to do is dump each chapter into my template pretty much, go through it, publish it next year. And I already have my cover and I'll be good to go. So we'll see. But I'm still going to be open-minded and I will query this book and see what happens. And in the meantime, I've got to step away from it. So I'm going to do my 2-week strategy like I did before. I did it with Bad to the Bone and I did it with Faye. Well, now the Faye has been a while. So I've stepped away from the Faye of Averly, which is so I wrote 2 middle grades books this year before hitting this huge undertaking of an adult novel. And these 2 middle grade books have got to be put back into my cycle of edits. And now that I have been away from them, and I've been reading adult thrillers, YA thrillers, I've been reading YA contemporary fiction because of Sweet Potato Jones. Now I got to switch gears again. So I'm really excited. Instead of going back to Bad to the Bone, which is my horror comedy, for middle grades, I decided to cycle back to the beginning of the Fae. So what I'm going to do starting tomorrow is have my sprints, but I'm going to be working on my middle grades fantasy. So I'm really, really excited about getting back into that baby because I love Patience. She's named after my niece. I cannot wait to get back. It was 27,000 words when I did my first draft, which is great for it's the 4th to 6th grade. I want you to think anytime anybody's going to ask me about this book, I want you to say, think about Narnia, think about that shelf, think about the Fae of Averly, because that's where she's going to be. She's going to be there. So I'm excited about that, which also means that I get to switch gears and I get to pull myself out of reading all of these serial killer books that I've been reading, Paper Ghost and all of the thrillers. And now I get to put myself back at a place where I absolutely love to read. Y'all know Kate DiCamillo is my favorite author. So I'm going to be going right back to that kind of 4th grade, 6th grade sweetness of books. just in time when my life is going to get completely turned around in my job. So I can't think of any better way than to help balance myself out than by giving me a place where I'm really going to be, centered, you know. Let's see. Let me see. Let me do. Okay. And so the middle grade place for me is just a lovely spot. And I know that it's because the joy that I have with Sam when we read um, has a lot to do with it. And him reading The Raptor Revolution with me, and then him putting that book up beside Tolkien because we just had finished reading The Hobbit together. Um, so that whole experience, I'm like, it's just fun. I live in those places of fun. And where do I find joy? And I think when I was starting to get scared and nervous about, am I going to get this adult thriller right? I went back to where I feel more at home. And that was my children's book. And so I wrote My Fly Felix and Me, which I'm going to completely talk about in another one of these episodes. Um, um, so for me, the whole what's next, I already know. I'm getting back to middle grades. I'm still going to be working on some of my teacher materials for Sweet Potato Jones. Um, and then from there, I also am going to be, working the job, finding the balance, homeschooling at night. And so a lot of the streaming pieces are going to be as, minimal. They're not going to be as much. Or I might be streaming late. So you guys might force me into being the night owl and I might get some things done, some small little edits, even if it's like 20 or 30 minutes hanging out, but it just might be late. Um, my podcasting is probably going to pick back up again because I'm going to be in the car driving. So I always make my podcast on the phone in the car. That's probably going to pick up some. So, and then the conference is August the 22nd. And if you guys, I'm going to put the banner down here. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to take this. I made a banner. Look, I just have to show you guys. I'm currently writing The Sunday Killer. I don't get to do that one anymore. In fact, delete the banner. Delete the banner. Um, so if you guys have not got your ticket yet, the reason why we're doing tickets is because we've got so many giveaways. And we thought it would be great if we did like RSVPs, got their chance to go into a raffle because we'd already have you guys' information. We can just send you an email and say, you won. But it's going to be live streamed that day on YouTube. The parts that I'm going to be live streaming for people and presenting for them and all of that, they're going to go on my channel for Twitch too. So you're going to get to see some of the great author people that I know and am blessed to have met through this experience. But we're going to be all on. I want to show you guys what I've got so far. I'm going to do a separate video for this too, but I'm just showing you guys. So here's our Writing Warriors for Jesus. This is the conference one. And if you go to home, we don't have any videos yet that are there from us, but I'm going to make like an intro video and all that. But we have the playlist started. So we're going to have the morning sessions, then we have our lunch and learns, and then we're going to be doing our afternoon sessions. But we have a packed full schedule. So if you miss one, they're going to be recorded, but we would love to have you in the chat with us, hanging out, me and my WWJs. And then these are my WWJ friends. So you can subscribe to Tish and Ann. This is Pooja. This is me. This is Allie. And this is Ann. And so you guys, and then I'm getting Michelle's. Michelle's going to get hers to me. But I want to thank the Evergreen Writing Oasis Retreat because they rocked. They rocked their weekend retreat. And this year, our WWJ conference is just going to be a one-day event. But I think in the future, we can definitely build upon this one day and make it 2 to 3. And I could have spread it out, but I was like, one and done because I got to start school. Like, I'm going to be working. So we've got all of the activities from 8:30 to 6 o'clock all in one day. But it's going to be amazing. So going to be working on a lot of that stuff. Completely not stressed about it. I know it's a God thing. Feeling really confident and good that I can at least navigate StreamYard. I've been doing it for 2 months and I'm feeling okay. And just praying everything is going to go right and we have a great turnout and authors can learn some great valuable information and meet some new people and meet us. So let your friends know about the WWJ Writing Conference. And that's pretty much it for me tonight. I'm going to sign off. I just wanted to come in and share with you guys Jamboard, talk with you about my 3-act structure and my timeline. Those were the 3 things. I've been mentioning it off and on as we went, but I can tell you what, that chunk helped me. And all of the note taking. I had 6 pages of notes typed of the book prior to writing. Completely like threw me for a loop that I was going to try something new like this. But I wanted to push myself outside of my pants or comfort zone. And now I can say I'm pretty much of a planter because when I got midway through and then this happened and then this new character came, that integration of that new character really shifted the scenes and loved it. Loved where all that came from. And it's to honor my Aunt Dot too. So super happy that she showed up again. So if any of you guys have ever read my books and you hear about this Dot lady or Dorothy, that's my Aunt Dot. She just happens to pop in. And so when that character was introduced, it just kind of shifted things. And so even though I plotted the thing, new characters started popping up. Then I had a couple of new foils in there. Then when I got to the end, I was telling my friend about this today. I thought I knew who the killer was. And here I go. I'm, typing along. I've got everything plotted out. And I'm like, oh, I know. And it was not the person that I thought. This person had not even crossed my mind or made it on my note sheet. And so I went back and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to look at the note sheet anymore. I'm just going to keep going. And as soon as I just let the floodgates open up with these new ideas, it just all worked itself out. And I made myself there to the end. So, just because I plotted it, something new, just plotted Act 3, though. I didn't even consider Act 1 and 2. It still changed on me. But it felt good knowing that I had a sense of direction. And now that I'm going back in, and I'm going to be looking at my fantasy book now that it's already at, its first draft, it's done. I'm stepping away from the Sunday Killer for a little bit. I'm going to work on the Fae of Averly. I'm going to leave the Fae of Averly, and then I'm going to jump back into the Sunday Killer. So this next couple of weeks, I probably will only take me 2 weeks just to get through a good solid round of edits again. I'm not going to do the rewrite strategy like I did for Bad to the Bone. Now that one was awesome. I rewrote that whole book from scratch. I already knew where it was going. Thanks to Katie Camillo's advice for that one. I actually tried that strategy and it worked. But I love the way that the Fae all came together, and I've had a beta reader group on a group of writers on the Fae already, so I don't want to start a rewrite there. I've already been making some little minor changes here and there through some beta reader groups, not groups, but I'm not going to do the rewrite strategy. I'm at 27,000 words on that one. I'm just going to go back in. I'm going to read it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to start picking back up middle grades fantasy books. And so all these other books, I just hit return back to the library tonight. And then I'm going to focus in for the Fae. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. And I will see you maybe tomorrow night. I've got a packed day tomorrow, and I might be able to pop on in tomorrow night and work on some edits. If I get up super early in the morning, you might see me here. So if you go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get a notification if you want to get up with me tomorrow, maybe about 8 o'clock maybe. And I could go ahead and just start my edits. I might actually do that. So this is the what next video. Like, I got to get myself going again. Now, I met my nano goals on the 17th for those 50,000 words. Now I've met the goal that I set for myself, which was to write the novel. Now I've got to jump right back in. I don't even want a day of rest. I want to get back into this middle grades world, though. And my adult thriller, serial killer cult book, crime drama done. Hooray. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight and celebrating this day for me with my first draft is completely done of the Sunday Killer. And I will check you guys out later. Bye.